So one of the courses I teach, which I have learned so much in, is the core course for the gerontology minor. And it is a course that takes aging in and of itself. You can talk about it from the biology, right? Cellular aging. You can talk about it socially, what we define as old, You can approach it psychologically. Okay. How does our development change over time and that kind of thing? So because this is a core course, it covers all of those things.
Wow.
Yes.
Can I take it?
You can.
I can?
You can. UCLA and many other schools have a program where older adults can come back to school.
Oh.
And they call it I don't know if they still call it this, but they used to call it a senior scholar program. And you literally can be enrolled as a formal student or you can always ask a professor, which I think you'd have a really good shot at. If you can audit the class.
I have an in.
Yes. And then you can be tortured listening to me lecture.
No, I would love it. I think it would be so interesting.
Yeah.
All those things you just pointed out. That's where I'm headed.
Yeah.
No, not for 30 years, but still that's the future.
Oh, it is. It is. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that, teaching, when we first developed this at UCLA, we were like, how are we going to get a bunch of 18-year-olds interested in aging? Because it couldn't seem like more irrelevant for them.
Totally.
But one of the things we underscore in the course is that the course is about aging, not just about older adults.
Right.
Okay. And so when you look at aging, we've been aging since the moment you were conceived.
Totally.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're all aging. And then getting them to understand that how we age throughout our life affects what our scenario will look like when we're really old, if you choose to look at it like old, if you want to say that, you could say advanced in age or, that kind of thing. So basically students are usually incredibly enlightened. And, every year I get a few students that will want to stay and major in in gerontology. And they are wonderful because they're so passionate about it. And then I developed an elective. So this is not required, but it's called Intergenerational Communication Across the Lifespan.
Wow. Man, I may have to take both your classes. This is amazing. Intergenerational communication
across the lifespan.
Wow.
So one of the core things we talk about in the course is how when we meet someone that we don't know, whether it's at the bus stop or in a new class or wherever, in a family holiday visit, we're making consciously or unconsciously an assessment of how old that person is and if they're in or out of our peer group. Okay.
Wow.
And when we come to the conclusion, correct or not, that that person is not in our peer group, we feel uncertain what to say.
How fascinating. I love this. Yes.
And so you're like, oh my God, what am I going to say? So what do? You grab up to stereotypes and you think, okay, yeah, they're old. They have gray hair. So I'm going to assume they're hard of hearing. Okay. And then turns out they're not.
Yeah.
And now you've offended them.
Right.
So that's just a little piece of what is happening when we are communicating intergenerationally.
Right.
And then lots of things follow from that.
So do you teach about the intergenerational going down also in age? Like what you just expressed, I have always loved, this may be ageism, I apologize. I've always loved older people my whole life. My grandparents.
That's positive ageism.
I know. But so what you described happens to me when I meet somebody like in their early 20s and they're super trendy. Mm-hmm. And I go, I don't know what to talk to you about. Like And then I think I do reach up and grab a stereotype, but I'm older than they are. So I shouldn't even be doing that
No,
because
that's it. It
I'm
goes
more
both
mature.
ways.
That's my point, is that
totally
going up, I got no problem. And I never have. I remember being a really small kid and just loving all the old people because I just loved my grandparents so much. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great grandparents and 1 great. So I always had all these old people. Well, at the time they were probably 35, but I thought they were old. You know what I mean? I had all these generations that I just was so comfortable. But what you described to me would happen at the bus stop with a trendy 25-year-old.
Of course.
And I would go, I have no idea what to talk to that person about. They're going to think I'm so old. I don't know what to say. You probably have on some kind of design or something. I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh. It is so true. But what's interesting is it's so kind of sweet that you would be concerned about what are they going to think about you. Like you could be the kind of person that'd be like, oh God, here's a young, stupid, trendy kid. And
I do
I don't
think
even
that
want to talk to
too.
them.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Of course, because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's my own insecurity.
Yeah, but that's true for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so we do emphasize going young to old because I have usually college students in the class.
Sure.
But we also talk about the other way.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And part of the class involves them going out and interacting with older adults, often in facilities that serve older adults, like a senior center or an adult daycare or something like that.
Right.
And then they have encounters that are completely off the textbook. You don't know what they're going to experience.
Yeah, totally.